Alright, so I'm here with y'all today. I turned around and bought the LG V30. Now, if you like me when something new comes, oh shoot, that's not right. Alright, so we got the V30 here, and we're gonna do a few comparisons. In comparison, we're gonna do SA Plus, because that's another competitor that's out right now. You might want to know, blah, 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 blah. I ain't got a Note 8. So, you won't be seeing a comparison with that. Then you got a V20. There you go. Got all three. V30, V20, SA Plus. We're going to compare all. So, I'm going to show you what's in the V30 box, what we got going on with that phone, and then we're going to jump to some of the comparisons. This ain't going to be too nerdy, too geeky or whatever. So, people who want the nerd stuff, sorry, this ain't for you. People who are scared of the nerd stuff, this is for you. This is simple. We talking day-to-day stuff that the average person gonna care about. You don't care about none of that crazy stuff, and I ain't gonna talk about it. So let's get started. Now, before I get too into this, I want to give a shout out to my boy Joe. He's one of my guys from back home. He checks out my videos all the time and provides suggestions for my videos. So he said, hey man, a lot of people get the reviews, they talk about stuff. Man, dumb it down a little bit for the people who don't know it. We can go to 1,000 channels and get the crazy breakdown of the tech, but how often can we find somebody that's gonna break it down how we want to? Personally, I know Flossie does it. He breaks it down sort of right in between, a little nerdy, you know, day-to-day stuff as well. He's a really good reviewer. Hey, no hate at all. I show love where it's needed. But I got a V30, I want to break it down to you guys. Why not? Obviously, this has been open because they had to activate it in the store, but this is your box. The only thing I pulled out of here is the cell phone itself. So let me get a little zoom in for you, because that is way too far. Who wants to see a phone that far away? Alright, so first thing you're going to see is the promise letter when you get it. We promise, blah, 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 bunch of crap. Can I adjust this focus so you can see that? There we go. Congratulations, you are blah, 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 blah. If you want to see this, just pause the video and watch it. I'm not going to sit here and read this whole thing for you. Throw it away. Of course, you got your little screen cleaner, whatever, because these phones are all glass, front and back. And if you can see, I think it says LG on there. Yep, it says LG all over it. Then you got this baby right here. Oh, I almost dropped it. Phone's really nice. Haven't really been able to play much with it since I left the store. But it's everything you expect. You got the front of the phone here. I know my information on the back of the phone, so I'm going to cover that up. And you got the back of the phone. It's blank at the bottom where my stuff is covering, except for the tag that I currently have on there. Mine is the Verizon wireless edition, so it's going to say Verizon right there. Of course, you still got your fingerprint scanner / power button right here in the back. You can use that to also unlock the screen, so you only have volume buttons on these sides. All right. Camera, dual lens camera. Still the same standard for wide angle lens, regular lens, whatever. And let me dumb it down. You got a regular camera. I'm not sure which one is which. One camera is a regular camera. Another camera allows you to get a wider picture. So when you take a picture, you ever took a picture with your peoples behind you and you hold the camera out and somebody get clipped out? Well, this doesn't happen with the wide angle. It's so wide that your arms are not long enough. Your arms are not that short. I'm sorry. Your arms are not short enough to not catch it. It's going to be so wide that you can't hide anything on the sides. All right, which has always been a good plus for the LG V20 or V series in general. So V30 is back, regular camera, wide camera, whatever. In comparison, for people who have the V20, personally, I like the look of the old V20 better. I like stuff being bigger. I feel like phones are getting to the point where they want to shrink everything so bad, everything is just going to look real small. Not a complaint, just preference. It's not bad, it's not a knock on the phone, I'm not taking any points away, so don't get butthurt in the comment section. It's a nice phone. I'm not hating, I think it looks nice, but you know, I'm just old school with it. I really, really like this design in comparison. You got this little steel back, here you got this glass back. Differences, you know? In comparison, you got the second screen up here. This screen does stuff on its own. You see that? That is separate from the phone. You can turn the screen on, make sure you can't see my text messages. Ooh, you almost saw my text messages. But you got this screen down here. And then you got the second screen up here. Here you don't have that. Second screen is gone. You might be able to drop something down. They got a drop down screen. Dang it, UPS. Messing up my dang on video. We're gonna sit that over there. All right, back to my video. So you have this, last thing I was talking about was the separate screens. You got the secondary screen, it's gone. Now, I always complain about taking stuff out of the phone. I only complain when I feel like you take something away that I actually like or need. Be honest with you, I did not care about the second screen. Secondary screen being gone is cool with me. The phone screens are about the same if you don't count the second screen. But with the second screen, of course, you lose space. Whatever. So looking at the phone off the rip is really fast. No issues. Let's open a couple apps. I ain't really set nothing up, so let's go. YouTube. Pretty fast. Settings. Did I click that? There we go. Pretty fast. Whatever game this is. So it has some bloatware on here, random Android games, which blows my mind. I'm kind of confused about that. How did we start getting video games and phones? Let me focus that a little better for you guys. Maybe we can focus on the screen tab better. There we go. So it's a little bloat in this phone, but I'm pretty sure you can get rid of this. Like if you hold it, can I get rid of it? I hold it. Can I uninstall that? Yeah, see at the top it says delete. So I can get rid of these apps if I want to. A little bloatware, but if you can get rid of it, no problem with me. But overall, snappy, fast, good. Now, main reason why you look at V series phone, or at least not everyone, but for the most part, is the camera. That's what people want to know about when it comes to this phone. Because this is supposed to bring you professional camera quality in comparison to like regular cameras. It's supposed to give you professional for the price of the phone. So you pay $800 and some change for this phone. You get a quality of a camera that's sort of like $800 to where you practically got a free camera in a sense. If this does as good as my $800 camera, then geez, that's pretty amazing. So we're gonna go to the camera. I have not went into this app yet. Send a video. Create stunning videos with the look of a major motion picture by using Cine Effect, a set of effects created jointly with film professionals in point zoom for smooth zoom in and out. Now, I read about this already online. They have this thing called Cine Zoom or whatever I was just reading. You can point at a spot later on. You can point at a spot and you can zoom on that spot. All right. You can tell it where to zoom versus like just zooming in whatever you're pointing at. You can actually point at a spot and zoom on that spot. Now I don't know how to do it yet because I just got the phone, but we're going to go through some things and I'm going to swap back and forth. What is that noise? I don't know what my phone is doing right now. What are you doing? Is that this game? Okay, that is weird. So the game was in the background playing in the middle of using the camera. Whatever, that is weird. So we're gonna go with the camera. The camera's looking really clear. It looks really good even through the camera that I'm using right now. It's legit. Well, a lot of people like playing with the manual settings or whatever, and we're gonna bounce back and forth. So I'm going to try and use this. First, you're going to see it with default settings. All right. So I'm going to hit record. I'm gonna use default. And I'm gonna go between both cameras, so you're gonna get footage of me using this camera. All right. Now we're gonna go wide angle lens. Boom. See how much that shot out? Let me show you one more time. Regular, wide angle. See what I mean? How wide that is? So we're gonna go and move this out the back because I don't want you to see my address if it's on there. We're gonna go record. Wide angle. And it does not lose quality stretching and going further. This is a really good camera. This is crazy good. Stabilization is kind of iffy in it. I'm noticing a little shaking, but can't argue with that quality. And I hope you can see it once I take this image out of my phone and throw it into this video. Next, I want to check out just the pictures. So I'm going to take this Gatorade bottle. Sit that right there. Let's clear you up, camera. And I'm going to take the V30 this far away, and I'm going to take two photos. One is going to be regular, and we're going to put wide angle lens, and we're going to do it again. Next, we're going to go into the settings of this phone. Let's fix my focus. Cool. Next, we're going to go into the settings. because whenever I use the V20, I used to go into the settings and play with the modes. These are all the things that you can do. Let me clear those up for you. So all these different settings, Jesus, there's a lot of settings. So what I would do is when I used to record videos on my V30, I would hit the manual button because that's what you adjust for the video if it's the same as what it used to be. All right, cool. So there you go. The camera's up there. And then you can go through the different settings when they go to, there you go. All right, so you got video resolution, 16 by 9, 1920, 1080p. That's your standard HD, what everybody's been using for the last however long HD has been around. 720p was around for a little bit, but we don't do that. So you got this other stuff down here, this ugly, I don't play with it. 720p, go away, go away. 1080p, you got the cinema view, 2560 by 1080. Just a bunch of different stuff in here. This is actually really, really good. So you got 4K. Now the way that YouTube works, because my entire video is not going to be 4K, because my camera that I'm using is 4K, I can't really necessarily show you 4K. So maybe if I record in 4K and upload it, you can see the difference, like maybe it'll upscale. I don't know. YouTube's compression is horrible. But I'm not gonna talk crap about YouTube because I want to get paid. Frames per second. So when you do 4K, of course, you're stuck at 30 frames per second. And I'm pretty sure you do 1080p, you can do 60 frames per second. At least that's how it was on the old phone. 60 frames per second is just how smooth it is. That's the dumbed down way of me explaining it. It's how smooth it is. I can break it down a lot deeper than that. But we're not going to do that. Just for the sake of this video, it's the difference in smoothness. How smooth does your video flow? Slower effects are used for cinematic videos, movies. When you go see a movie, it's usually like 30 frames per second. When you go see, you know, video games and stuff like that, they're faster paced. They're about responsive time. You go 60 frames per second. That's the most simple way that I've heard it broke down to me by a professional. Cool. All right. They also have the hi-fi where it's able to record audio at HD audio. That's crazy. So we're going to do that. We're going to do 4K. And we're going to do it at 30 frames per second. Bit rate. Why not? Actually, I'm going to leave the bit rate alone. I'm going to leave it at medium. Here we go. Save as LG Cinelog. I don't know about that new setting. I'm going to have to dig into this phone and then I'll get another review of the phone 3 months down the line after being used. How do I feel about the phone? But we're going to do a recording of this. So we're going to jump from my camera that I used to do videos to the LG V30. That's the wide angle, by the way. I didn't mention that. So now we're going to go through the regular motion, or the regular camera. See how different that is? How zoomed in that is? So overall, I have to say this phone is solid. We went over the camera and all that stuff. Oh, but I can't leave without going over the music. Also, one thing I want to say is cell phones have to stop with this. This single speaker. Now, I don't complain about that too much, but I'm not one of those people where if it doesn't affect me, I don't care. A lot of people complain that they like stereo speakers, dual speakers. They want 2 sets of speakers at the bottom at a minimum. And if you can give them front-facing speakers, oh, they're happy. 2 front-facing speakers really make people happy. I understand you guys wanting this whole front to be screen. That's cool. I respect that. But I don't get the excuses when it comes to this. We need more speakers, fam. When I use my SA Plus, one thing that's always annoyed me, if the phone is on my chest, I'm laying down, I'm just got to land on my chest like this, the noise is muffled. It can't get through. So we're gonna do some audio comparison. We're gonna play some music. But we're gonna play the same song 3 times. Max volume, each phone. All right. So let's go with the SA Plus. You can judge for yourself how you like the sound quality. That's that phone, SA Plus, that one single speaker on the bottom. Let's go to the V30. Let's play the same thing, max volume. 3, 2. And we got the V20. We're gonna do this again. By the way, I don't really listen to music like that. I just thought that video was funny. So, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you in person, I don't know how it's going to sound through the video, but in person, I'm going to say that the V20 loses in this. And rightfully so. This is not me trying to attack them. It's a dated phone. The phone is old. The phone came out last year. It competed with last year's phones. So I didn't expect it to top these two phones. Now, when you have the SA Plus and the V30, which is kind of weird because it's hard to tell them apart right next to each other. They're so similar. They sound about the same. You have no clear-cut winner when it comes to playing the exact same video. Now, maybe it could have been a song that I played, the song that I chose, but based on what I heard with the exact same song, they sounded relatively similar. SA Plus, V30, this is not a win for either or. This is not necessarily a comparison video, so I'm not going to dig too deep into comparisons on this, but it's not really a clear-cut winner. One thing I can say is the phones are neck and neck. The phones are really neck and neck. It's up to you what you want. If you prefer Samsung, get you a Samsung. You prefer LG, get you an LG. But if you're a camera lover, I'm going to tell you right now off the rip, I prefer the V30's camera based off of what you can get out of it, the customization and everything like that. So it's up to you what you want as a consumer. What I can say is both phones have great quality. SA Plus and the V30 both have great quality. I am trying to avoid showing you guys my notifications, and these phones will not stop trying to show you my notifications. But these phones are both good phones. Only reason why I left Samsung is because a lot of times when I have these phones for a couple months, Samsung devices, they lag. I am already getting lag issues with my SA Plus. I don't know why, but it's always been an issue with me and Samsung devices that after a couple months, they just are not as fast. They require more restarts. It goes from having to restart it once a day, which is typical what you should do with Android devices to keep them running optimal and not allowing them to overheat at all times. But let it rest. Power it off every now and then. Let it sit there for a minute, 30 seconds, whatever. That's not too long. Just to let the software breathe or whatever. I don't know. That's just how technology works. But when it comes to LG phones, it takes me a while. It takes me a while for me to start getting issues with them. This V20 here just started messing up on me, and I've had it since launch. I got this at launch when it released. This SA Plus is not old, and I'm already having issues with it lagging and stuff like that.
I love to see when people get the flowers while they...
Please stop that. But this phone really is already lagging. So it's just up to you. If you haven't had those experiences, I'm not going to say it for everybody because it's not like I've had them swap my device out and give me another one to test it out. It's up to you. That has always been my experience with Samsung. LG, not necessarily. I have to mention, a lot of people like to talk about, well, what about the boot loop with the V10? There was a consistent issue with the V10 series that the phones would boot loop. And what a boot loop is when a phone tries to turn on, and instead of it turning on, it loops again and again and again and again. Well, I did not have that issue one time in my V20, and I also rooted my V20, which means that I tinker with the software, and it had every excuse to crap out on me, but it did not. The phone recently started messing up, and I can't necessarily blame them because it was smooth the entire way through, and maybe 6 months after I tinkered with the software, it started messing up. So when it comes down to it, it's all about personal preference. I'm not going to hide the fact that the V10 were boot looping. The V20 did not do that to me. I hope that the V30 does not do that to me, but it is so new I would not know if it does it. One thing I like to add, headphone jack has been moved to the top of the phone. You all know, well, I wouldn't say you all know, but if you did not know, there's DAC support. What the V30 or the V series has been known for is being able to not only provide you great video recording quality, great pictures, but it also can provide you with great audio when it comes to listening to music. The music comes through a lot clearer plugged into the headphone jack. So yes, I'm looking at you Apple and I'm looking at you Pixel 2. The headphone jack is able to give you far superior audio than what you would get with a set of Bluetooth headphones. So if you have Bluetooth headphones that sound better than whatever they may have, I don't know how it works with Bluetooth, But I know in comparison, when I have headphones plugged in and I turn the DAC on, it sounds a lot better. You come in here, you turn your phone on, and when you connect your headphones, you go down here and you turn on Hi-Fi DAC. I'm going to clear it up for you so you can see it. You turn on Hi-Fi DAC. This is only available when you have headphones in. When you plug speakers in, you plug headphones in, you get that Hi-Fi DAC, that noise that you can't necessarily get with a Bluetooth. It sounds good. I love it. When I'm at the gym working out and the music is hitting me and it's sounding clear, it does something to me. Don't know what it is. I might throw an extra 10 pounds on the rack if I'm benching. But what I'm saying is, it's all about preference. I don't think there is any clear-cut winner when it comes to this generation. The SA Plus is a quality phone. Yes, it lags a little bit on me. So I go with the V series and I'm selling my SA Plus and getting rid of it. It is what it is. It's up to you. There's a Note 8 now where it's like pretty much the SA Plus with 2 more gigs of RAM, which if you don't know what RAM does, it allows your phone to do more things at once before it slows down. So there is a Note 8 out there with 6 gigabytes of RAM, and this only has 4 gigabytes of RAM. It is what it is. It's about what you want. What do you need? Do you do regular stuff? Are you a basic person and you ain't gonna do nothing but record videos, take pictures, and listen to music, but you ain't doing nothing else? You're not gonna be heavy gaming. You're not gonna accidentally leave 1,000 apps on. If you're not gonna do none of that, then who cares about the other extra 2 gigs of RAM? But if you do care about that stuff, then that's what you need. I'm trying to give you guys as much as I can. If I didn't cover everything, there are plenty of people on YouTube who got this phone a month ago. They got a review unit, not necessarily the actual phone, but you know, that's what you get. And I'm surprised I didn't talk about the rest of it. This is why I'm not an unboxing channel. I didn't even show you the rest of the box. In the box, you got this little thing. Yeah, some paperwork, some paper stuff. Some guides, nothing important. You got your little key. Yes, what is it called? The SIM card key, whatever. To pop the little SIM tray out. You got cord, USB data cable. Can we fix that? All right, USB data cable. Travel adapter. This thing is kind of huge. Yeah, give me something. Jesus, who are you trying to keep out of here, LG? There we go. All right. Ooh, holy crap. All right, when they said this was huge, they weren't playing. LG, boom. USB Type-C for this side. If you notice, it is not the USB. Plug it in. Pretty sure the LG V30 does fast charging too. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah. What is this last cord? Get out of here. Come on. And there's the charger cord. USB-C, USB-C. I'm not even gonna fight with it. Both tips are USB Type-C, so you can't see that, whatever. But that's it. No headphones this time. There was no headphones in the V20. I have not been a fan of this. One thing I can give Samsung over everybody is they provide you with headphones in a dang on box. So shame on you, LG. You give us a nice DAC, but you don't give us headphones. And this year, the promo is not headphones. The promo is a VR headset, and the VR headset is worth 40 bucks. So a lot of people say, oh man, the Daydream is worth it, man, it's worth it. You can get that same headset, VR headset on Amazon for 40 bucks at times. I don't know if it's still 40 bucks, but I've seen it for 40 bucks. So shame on you, LG, for not including them headphones or making it part of the promotion. I was expecting to get some nice B&O headphones this year, but I guess not. And I can't even get them through the promotion. And when you get them through the promotion, you have to log to the website, register your device, and wait for them to send you it. Last time it took them 4 months to send me my headphones. And I'm pretty sure it's going to take them 4 to 6 months to send me my dang on VR headset. So that review ain't coming no time soon. But at the end of the day, this is what's in the box. I hope I covered what you needed. This isn't an unboxing channel. So hopefully I covered everything you needed. If I didn't, you know, they got people who are professional unboxing channels that do that for you. I just wanted to provide you the basics, the stuff out the box, talk to you like a regular consumer about the stuff that I think the average person would care about. So if you want the specs and you want to know what's the pixels and the density and the charge time, what does it do if you drain the battery, all that nerd stuff, there are channels out there for you. But this is the basic stuff. What I got for you. I can't tell you how fast to charge if I just got the phone, you know, etc. Stuff like that. Hopefully you like the video. If you like it, hit that thumbs up. If you dislike it, slap that dislike button. It is what it is. Thank you for your time. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.